All right, I'm here with Joshua Feldman ahead of your second fight. So finishing off the year nice and strong recently in the ring. How are you feeling just shortly after your previous bout?
It's great to be back with you, Hayden. It's great to be back on the channel. I'm feeling great after that fight. I didn't pick up any injuries or anything. I was back training a couple of days after. But yeah, I'm really happy to get another fight right afterwards because activity is so important for me. I haven't fought in a long time other than my debut, so I'm really happy to fight again.
Yeah, it had been about 2 years since you had been in the ring, so I mean, to get off those cobwebs, and you got in there against a guy called Aluvani, and of course 4 solid rounds, but he was a tough man.
Yeah, no, he was very tough, he was strong. I wasn't the most skilled fighter, but he was very strong, durable, so it was a great debut for me to have, especially just knocking off that ring rust for 2 years, being out a long time. So I'm really happy to get back in the ring on December 9th, and I think I'm going to be improved and put on a better performance even than last time.
I know that you also coming into this fight against Potego and not really knowing much about him at all, or who he is, whether he's orthodox, southpaw. Preparing for the fight, is that a concern for you?
Not at all, no. I'm used to sparring southpaws and orthodox fighters, so I'm not worried at all. I've sparred all different types of fighters, different weight categories, different ages, so however he is, however he looks like is pretty irrelevant to me.
I wanted to ask, how did this fight come about? Because of the short turnaround, did you pick up the phone and be, Colin, I'm still fresh, I want to go again before the end of the year?
Colin did tell me before my debut that they were going to put on a fight on December 9th. He said he'll put me on if I was feeling okay, so I made sure I didn't get any scratches or anything. And then after that, he said that he'll put me on December 9th. So yeah, it's great.
Of course, finishing the year and then obviously just taking a short break and then back next year. Next year, you're expecting, to get busy because obviously you can start a lot earlier because of the licensing was, set you back a little bit in the beginning.
Yeah, so all goes well on December 9th. I really want to be active next year, fight as much as possible. I live in the gym. I don't want to stop training ever, so I really want to start fighting as much as possible next year.
And you get quite hard on yourself, right? Because I mean, that last performance of yours, yes, you maybe didn't feel as your good performance, but it was a start.
Yeah. During the time right after the fights, emotions were high, and I thought that I performed pretty bad. But watching it back, it was a good debut for myself. I know I can perform much better, so that's why I want to be harsh on myself. But all in all, I'm very happy with the fights.
And you're offering something a lot different to the weight division as well. Southpaw there as well. Not many South African southpaws in your weight division.
Yeah, there isn't too many southpaws in my division. My division it looks pretty stagnant. There's not too much talent, but tough competitors, obviously. But yeah, I feel like in the next year or two, I'm going to take over the division.
And that's obviously the goal right now. It's weird because obviously there's huge dreams and aspirations. You also finished quite well in the amateur ranks as well. Coming into the pro ranks now, what have you seen that's been a bit different for you?
Well, just all in all, it's so much more professional, like it should be. But the amateurs it was really hard for me to get fights. Just the structure of the fight when I had my debut was amazing, knowing that you're going to fight when you're fighting, getting your hand up and knowing you don't have to sit in the locker room all day long, not sure if you aren't going to fight. So the actual structure, it's amazing. I'm really happy. I can't wait to do it again.
And a positive thing for you as well, I'm sure you would have looked at the fight bill. You've been moved up the bill as well, so you're featuring quite high up the bill. Is that a compliment to you?
Yeah, it definitely is a major compliment. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I want to work my way up like any other fighter will from the ground up. But yeah, I definitely take it as a compliment, and I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's obviously a testament. And the last performance, if anything's to go by, were you expecting yourself to get a finish? Is that why you were hard on yourself?
Maybe, yeah. I wanted to get rid of the guy in the first round, immaturity, I guess, and just wanting to make a statement. So when I didn't get rid of him, I think I started backtracking and thought to myself, I started getting a little tired because I thought I was going to get rid of him. So I had to switch up my game plan and just box him, because if I boxed him using my skills, I knew I can easily outbox him.
And now that you got a taste of boxing again after 2 years being out of the ring, and you're shaking off the rust, do you feel as though this performance is going to come through even stronger? Yeah,
100%. I feel like I'm going to be much better this time. I've got that fight, and I just needed that experience. I wasn't sure how the whole event was going to plan out, just in my mind. So now that I've had that fight, I'm really excited to get back in. I definitely think this fight's going to be very good for me.
And you had your family come up and support you last time. Is it going to happen again for this one?
I'm not sure if my mother's going to come, but my father will definitely come up. Yeah, that's great. It's great for them to come see me. But yeah, I'm just going to put on, regardless if they're there or not, I'm going to perform as well as I can.
All right. And then obviously, in this fight, are you looking for something particular, or are you going to stick to the plan? What's going?
Yeah, I just want to stick to the plan, box the way I box. The knockout comes, it comes, follow Colin's instructions, and I'm sure that I'll definitely get the victory.
And I said you're very young in the sport as well, so you've got a long career ahead of you. So, I mean, one step at a time, right?
Yeah, totally, one step at a time. I'm working as hard as possible, so I feel like my skills and my strength is starting to progress. I feel like I'm starting to get much stronger the past year and a half, starting to get into my man strength. So I feel like in the next 2 to 3 years, I'm going to be a force to be reckoned with, for sure.
100%. And your move to Joburg is justified?
Yeah, totally. It's great to be back here now again. I can't wait to get some sparring in, work with Colin. I was right after my fight in Joburg. I was back training in Cape Town a couple of days after. I was training reps, so the past 3 weeks I've been training really hard. I'm in great shape now. My team at Blood, Sweat and Tears in Cape Town's pushed me really hard. I got some great sparring in last week too. And so, I'm feeling great. Can't wait for the sparring now. About to spar after this interview. And so, feeling good.
Feeling good. And do you have a message for Patego before you step in the ring with him?
Hopefully, I just want you to show up injury-free, and let's put on a great fight for the fans.
100%. And then Josh, lastly, any thank yous, any shout outs for anybody?
Yeah, I just want to give a big thank you again for Larry and Colin and Riaz for letting me fight in their promotion again. I'm extremely grateful for it, because there's very few opportunities in South Africa, and the fact I get to fight like 6 weeks right after my first fight, a major privilege, and I'm so happy for that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, and all the best for the fight.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Aiden.